Ram Hare Hare. So, nectar of instruction, the first 4 verses, hope you all memorized. Okay, so in that, Vacho Vekam Manasa Kroto Vekam Chikwa Vekam Udarapasta Vekam Etan Vekanyo Vishahedadira Sarvam Apimam Prativim Sashishya. Also, 6 things which destroy the bhakti. Atyahara Prayasasya Prajalpa Niyamagraha Jana Sangasya Laulyam Cha Shatpir Bhakti Vinashyati. And 6 things which help us to advance in bhakti. Ulsaha Nishchaya Dhairya Tattat Karma Pravartana Sangatyaga Sadavritti Shadbir Bhakti Prasiddhyati. Ulsaha Nishchaya Dhairya. And also we saw the 4 aspects of association with devotees. Dadati Pradigrihणadi Guhyam Akyadi Prichati Bhunkte Bojadite Jaiva Shadvita Preeti Lakshanam. Okay. So in that Bhunkte Bojadeva, I think that is the open book question gave now, Mataji.
Guhyattamam. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Guhyam Guhyatama. So this Guhyam Akyadi Prichati. So what is the last date to submit?
Next week, Mataji.
Yeah, because now I'll finish 9, 10, 11. So 15th is the exam. How is the exam?
Mataji, exam to submit the OBA you're asking, Mataji?
OBA submitted when? Next week when?
15th. 15th.
15th.
Yes,
So the
Mataji.
same day you will have Sloka exam, no?
Whatever you say, Mataji.
Yeah, so 15th we'll have Sloka exam.
Yes, Mataji.
And the next week after that, that is 22nd, we'll have theory. Okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay with all. So okay, so here we have seen that yeah. So also we saw how to respect each devotees. So yeah, who will say like how do we respect neophyte or Kanishta? How do you respect a Kanishta Adhikari or a neophyte? Yes. How do we
Mataji, in the heart we have to pay respects because they are also chanting and they have the connection with the Lord.
Yeah.
That is how we respect the neophytes, Mataji.
Yeah. So in our heart, we, in the mind, in our mind, we pay respect to them. And for Madhyama Adhikari, how are they respected?
We should pay obeisances to them.
Pay obeisance. So we pay obeisances to a Madhyama Adhikari. Then Uttama Adhikari,
We have to serve them, Mataji.
yeah, we have to
Pay obeisance.
serve them and surrender to them. Okay, so we saw different aspects of Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama Adhikari. In verse number 9, nectar of instruction of Videshamrita, which place is this? Which I'm seeing, I'm showing in Vrindavan. Which place is this? Yeah, it's rather good. Okay, so in verse 9 to 11, this Upateshamrita, we'll see about the different places. Okay, so first verse we saw controlling the 6 urges. Second is the obstacle to devotional service. Third is the principle that help us in devotional service. And fourth is the living exchange between devotees. 5 we saw association according to the different levels. And 7 about chanting the holy name. We also saw about spontaneous devotional service in practice. So today we'll see about the different places, okay, of Vrindavan. Vaikunta janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsavat Vrindaranyam udharapani ramana tatrapi govardhana Radhakundam ihapi gokulapade premamrita plavanat Kuryadasya virajato giritate sevam vivekinaka. So, how is the places in Vrindavan? Here it says the holy place known as Madhura is spiritually superior. Why? Why is Madhura superior? Because
Because the Lord was born
The
there.
Lord took birth there.
Krishna
God appeared there.
appeared there.
Yeah. So normally we don't say Krishna is born because birth is for material bodies. He appears. So Krishna appeared in Mathura. But then he stayed for a few minutes, maybe few times, and then immediately he was taken to Gokul. So Mathura is auspicious. It's Krishna Janmasthal. How many of you visited that place? Do you all visit? The jail is still there. Only Preet Mataji, nobody else. So that jail is still there where Krishna appeared in front of Devaki and Vasudev, that Kamsa's jail. Yeah, and you can just go inside that jail. It's so very, very nostalgic moment. You know, and just go, and that place is still there with a lot of securities. Cameras are not allowed, phones are not allowed. So much of security because of some attack. Okay, so that Mathura, okay, because it's Krishna Janmasthal, he appeared there, it's glorious. But Krishna didn't stay for long, and because of that, more than Mathura is Vrindavan. Okay, so Mathura is superior to the Vaikunta, the transcendental world. Why is it superior to Vaikunta? Any reason? Why is Mathura superior to Vaikunta? Hmm?
Because in
Vaikunta,
Vaikuntha, the Lord's expansions, like Vishnu
yes,
forms exist, and here Supreme Personality of Godhead exists in his original form.
in Vaikunta, it's not Vishnu form. Which else? Which form is it? Vishnu is Karanadasha Vishnu, Garbhadasha Vishnu, and Kshirodasha Vishnu. That is the Purusha avatars of the Lord. Vaikunta, the Lord is in which form?
Narayana.
Narayana. Narayan, the four-handed form. That's Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan. So in Mathura, Krishna is in the two-handed form. So definitely the two-handed Krishna is in Rasa Bhav, it's directly different. And the Rasas which is not there in Vaikunta, which is there in Mathura, which is that Rasa? In Vaikunta and Goloka, there's a difference in the Rasa. The 5 primary Rasas.
Madhurya Rasa.
Yeah, Madhurya is not there in Vaikunta. Very good. Then one more Rasa.
Sakya Rasa is also.
Sakya is Vatsalya.
So,
Somebody have joined with 2 devices. I can hear my echo. So please don't do that. Either you mute the other device or yeah. So yes. So Valselya. So definitely. So here Madhura is superior to Vaikunta, and because the Lord appeared there, and superior to Madhura is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, because most of the time Krishna's pastime. Krishna stayed in Vrindavan for how long?
11 years.
11 years. Yeah, so 11 years Krishna was in Vrindavan, and he did all this pastime there. And superior to Vrindavan is Govardhan, because most of the time Krishna is in Govardhan. It was raised by, the Govardhan was raised by Krishna's divine hand of this left hand little finger. At what age Krishna lifted Govardhan?
7 years.
And how long? For how many days?
7
7
days.
days.
7 days, 7
days
nights.
and night. 7 days and night Krishna lifted. So Mathura is superior because Krishna appeared in Mathura, and then Vaikunta, because Vaikunta, the rasa of Madhurya and Valsalya is not there. But superior to Mathura is Vrindavan, because 11 years Krishna was in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, it was Govardhan hill, because Krishna raised it with his divine hand. Not only that, he grazes his cows and he plays with his cowherd boys most of the time in Vrindavan, in Govardhan. In Govardhan, above all this is the Radha Kund, which stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula, the Sri Krishna. And where then is that intelligent person who's unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan hill. And Radha Kund is not different from Radharani. Tasya Radha Priyam Hari, Yasya Radha Priyam Hari, Tasya Priyam Kunda. So how Radharani is favorite to Krishna, similarly her Kunda is also favorite. How did Radha Kund come? Anyone know? How did Radha Kund appear? How did it just come? The pastime of that demon. Yes, Preet Mataji. Paripurna.
Mataji, I've read it, but only in bits and pieces I remember. It came from the Lord's feet and then from the toe.
No. That is Ganges. Appeared from the Lord's.
Krishna was
But then
supposed to,
take a bath in the 7 holy rivers after
Yeah,
killing
why?
Bakasura.
Why he had to
After
take
killing
bath?
Bakasura.
He killed the
Not
calf demon, Mataji.
Yeah, who's that? The cow
The
demon.
cow demon.
Aghasura.
Who?
No, Aghasura is a snake.
No, no, no.
Vatsasura.
Aghasura is a snake, Bagasura is a bird.
Vatsasura. Mataji.
No.
No.
Vatsasura was also like a calf, but then
Aritasura Mataji.
Arishtasura, very good. So Krishna killed Arishtasura, and then Radharani and friends said that you're going to get Gohatya, because even though it's as an asura, it's come in a bull form. So you have to take bath in 7 holy rivers. How will Krishna go to Ganges, Yamuna, everywhere together? So Krishna, with his flute, it is said, with the flute he made a small hole, and he prayed for all the rivers to come. Om Gangai Cheva, Yamunai Cheva, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jala Yasmin, Sannidhin, Kuru. When you take Achaman, was initiated, and before that, you take a small cup with water, and with your hand you touch it, and you just say this mantra. It's like the Avahana mantra. You just bring all the holy rivers, even though it's a normal water, but you, because of the mantra, it gets purified, becomes Ganges. Om Gangai Cheva, Yamunai Cheva, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jala Yasmin, Sannidhin, Kuru. And then you do Achaman with that water. So Krishna did that, and all the rivers came, and that became which kunda? Which Krishna made?
Radhakunda.
Shyam Kund.
Dharamkunda.
Yes, that was Shamkund, okay, which Krishna made. And then Krishna criticized Radharani. Okay, now I am purified. Krishna took bath in Shamkund, and Krishna criticized Radharani. Okay, I am purified now. You people supported Arishtasura, at least mentally, so you should also get purified. So Radharani also had to make a kunta. With her broken bangles, she started digging with Lalita, Vishaka, all the Sakis, and was like so late evening they finished, and they took water from Mansi Ganga, and it was not filling. And finally, Krishna became so merciful to them, and Krishna called all these 7 rivers, and they helped Radharani to fill the kunta, and that became Radhakund. And Krishna said, from today onwards, Krishna will take bath in Radhakund. So that's why only on Bahulashtami day, that's the day when Radhakund appeared, we can take a bath there. Otherwise, especially Srila Prabhupada told us not to take bath in Radhakund, because see, anyone taking bath in Radhakund will get Krishna Prema. But are we qualified to do it? And Radhakund is not different from Radharani. So by stepping inside Radhakund, we are actually stepping on Radharani. And Prabhupada said, are we qualified to get that Prema? So with that bhav, we should enter. Only when we are qualified, you can do that. Otherwise, take little water and do Achaman. That would be nice. So in spiritual world, as we know, but there's Vaikuntha planet. But you can see it is the 400 form. It is Shanga Chakra Gada Padma, and this is Narayan form, not Vishnu. Okay, Vishnu form is Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Kshiradakshay, and Karnakshay. That is Vishnu. This is Narayan. Okay, and it's Lakshmi Narayan form, which is an Aishwarya Bhav. And all the people in Vaikuntha actually have 400 forms. So it is higher, definitely. Vaikuntha is higher than material world. Why? One is the Lord is there himself as Narayan. Then what is that which makes it different from the material world, this Vaikuntha?
It is the spiritual world, and there is no anxiety there. No
Okay,
kunta.
because the Vaikuntha. There's no anxiety. What else is not there in Vaikuntha? No birth, death, old age, disease. That means no more coming back. Yat Katvan and Evertante. So in material world, it's Dukhalaya, but there is no birth, death, old age, disease, and no more coming back. So definitely it's higher than the material world. And 3/4 of the creation is in the spiritual world. Only 1/4 is in this material world. Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. And Lord is an opulent feature in Aishwarya Bhav. There you can't say, oh, I am the mother of Narayan and go hug him like in Valsera Ras. There is no Valsera Ras in Vaikuntha. And there is no Madhurya Ras. There's only the Lakshmi Devi serving him. That's it. Okay. So better than that, Vaikuntha is the Mathura Dham, and it is in the material world, but it's a transcendental world. You can't say that Mathura is just a place. No, you travel near Delhi, and no, it's a spiritual world. It's Lord appeared there. Okay, Lord appeared there. Lord selected that particular place, and better than that, because Krishna was there only for a few minutes. Better than that is Vrindavan. The interior forests of Vrindavan are considered superior to Madura because of the presence of 12 forests, Dwadasha Kanana, such as Talavan, Madhuvan, Pallavan. There's so many vanas, there's 12 vanas, Dwadasha Kanan. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Sri Govinda Gopinath, Madana Mohan, Radhakund, Shyamakund, Giri Govardhan, Kalindi Yamuna, Jaya, Jaya Mahavan, Dwadasha Kanana. So, Jahasabalila Koila Srinandananda. So, his whole pastimes used to happen there. So, Krishna with his cowherd boys, you can see, used to go and be in Vrindavan. And then, better than Vrindavan is the Govardhan Hill, because superior to the forest is the divine Govardhan Hill, you can see there. And because Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill like an umbrella, raising with his lotus-like beautiful hand to protect his associates, the denizens of Vraja, from the torrent's rain sent by angry Indra, the king of demigod. You know that story. And it's also the Govardhan Hill that Krishna tends the cows with his cowherd friends. So when Krishna tending Govardhan, he never wears slippers because the cows were not wearing it. He never had it. So the cows with their small horns used to take away all the pebbles, and it was smooth mud. Even now, if you go around Govardhan, you can see it's very soft mud where you can walk. And Krishna's lotus feet footprints. Now, when we went, sadly, there was like from Delhi, tourists used to come and with chappals they used to step on Govardhan to take selfies, and we're not supposed to step on Govardhan because it's Giriraja Variya, or it's not different from Krishna. It's Govardhan is the best devotee of Krishna as well as Haridasa Variya. He is Krishna himself, so we should not step on it. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, once Madhavendra Puri got a deity of Gopal and he installed on top of Govardhan hill to do Abhisheka. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never climbed Govardhan to see the deity because it's not different from Krishna. Later, the deity came in the dream of Pujari and came down, and Mahaprabhu took darshan. So, Govardhan Hill, when you do parikrama, you reach the place called Radhakund. Then this is Giri Govardhan where Krishna lifted, and it was like a lockdown for them for 7 days and night, and all the Gopas and Gopis were very happy because the Gopas could see Krishna only in the day and Gopis could see only in the night for Rasalila. But on that 7 days, all of them could see Krishna all the time, and they were very happy. And so when you do Govardhan Parikrama, you reach the place called Radhakund. So in Radhakund is the greatest because it's at the foot of Govardhan. Superior to all is their love of Krishna overflows. Krishna himself says that, and advanced devotees prefer to reside at Radhakund because this is a place of sight where many memories of eternal loving affairs between Krishna and Radharani happened. So here, actually this 500 years back, the whole Vrindavan was covered and this Radhakund Shamkund was not to be seen. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did parikrama there, he used to get ecstatic symptoms, and he called Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami and said, there's something below it, and just dig. It was like a paddy field or something there covered, and they digged and saw there's some water source coming, and he told this is Radhakund, this is Shyamkund, and people, this Goswamis re-excavated those places. That's how we got the present Vrindavan. And it's all glory to Srila Prabhupada. If A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada have not glorified Vrindavan to us, we wouldn't have realized the Dham, and not many of us would have gone there. Just because of him, we could access the Dham. So we have to prepare ourselves for Vrindavan because there was a lot of offense. One offense done in Vrindavan, like what do you say, Dham aparad, Seva aparad, whatever aparad, it's multiplied 1,000 times. Similarly, one round chanted is also multiplied to 100 times, 1,000 times. So Vrindavan is very, very scary in that way. It takes a lot of offense. But in Mayapur, it's Audharya Dham. No offenses are considered. Okay. Even if you sleep down, it's considered we are paying obeisance to the Lord. So these are the three principal deities of Vrindavan: Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govind Dev, and Radha Gopinathji, installed by the Goswamis. So we have to prepare a heart and mind for the pilgrimage. It's not just buying a ticket to Vrindavan. It's our consciousness to go to Vrindavan. And by reading books and prayers, and to go to Vrindavan, we need the sanction of whom? Who has to sanction our visa?
Radharani.
Radharani.
No.
Tulsi Maharani, Vrinda
Yeah.
Maharani.
She is Vrindavaneshwari. She is the one who is actually Vrindavan. It's her vana. She is the one who sanctions. Yes, Radharani's mercy should be there. Otherwise, we can't. She also have to sanction. But the first sanctioning has to be done by Tulsi Maharani. She decides who enters Vrindavan, who stays, and who leaves. She is the one who decides Radha Krishna's pastime also. So she is the one who decides which kuncha or kunta or where Radha Krishna will do their pastimes today. So she is in charge of Vrindavan. So if we want to go to Vrindavan, we should do Tulsi Parikrama, we should do Seva, we should put water for Tulsi. So we have to offer obeisances to Tulsi Maharani. By doing that, we can please her. Or Krishna, in Vrindashtaka also it is said, Bhaktya Vihina Paradalakshe क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गवत्ते कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्यं Sharanam Prapanyam, in the sense, oh Vrinda Devi, Vrinda Namaste, Sharanam Prapanyam. So, Vrinde Namaste, Charanaravindam. By praying to Vrinda Devi, it is said, Bhaktya Vihina, I don't have Bhakti, Aparadalaksha, I've done a lot of offense, but still, Tatnema Sevam Labade Kridata, Vrindashtakamya Shruniyet Padeta. Every day, whoever sings Vrindashtaka or hears Vrindashtaka, Tat Prema Seva, you get the love of Godhead, and also we can serve Radha Krishna eternally in Goloka, it is said. So this Vrinda Maharani or Vrinda Devi is not different from, definitely it is Vrindavaneshwari she is. Vrindavaneshwari is actually Radharani, but the Tulsi Maharani is the one who actually allows us to enter Vrindavan. And when we enter Vrindavan, what should we do? We should
We have to pay obeisances.
Yeah, first is we have to pay obeisances before entering Vrindavan. Actually, when you get down of the wherever whichever vehicle you go, you should pay obeisances. So there is something called Vrindashtaka. You can all sing once or read by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and there in Vrindashtaka it says last Vrindashtakamya Shruniyet Padetva Vrindavanadeesha Pringa Saprapya Vrindavana Nityavasam Tat Prema Sevam Labate Kridata. Vrindashtakamya Shruniyet Padetva. I'll let you know this meaning. A person who's like a bumblebee at the lotus feet of Vrindavan's king and queen, who reads or hear Vrindashtaka, okay? Just by hearing Vrindashtaka or read it, will eternally reside in Vrindavan and attain the loving service to the divine couple. So who wants this? Who wants to eternally reside in Vrindavan and do their service? Anyone in this class? All of us, no? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
So all of us wants. Like, so it said, whoever reads or hear. Is there anyone in the class who never heard Vrindashtaka? Never? The whole Vrindashtaka? All of you heard? So this Vrindashtaka, it is said, when you hear or read, she is the one. I know one Mataji, she wanted to go to Vrindavan very badly, and so many times booked tickets and was not able to do it. Somehow or the other it gets cancelled. So it's just by singing Vrindashtaka. This Vrindashtaka, there's something called Vrindakund in Vrindavan. Those who have gone, you can see there's Vrinda Devi's statue there or DP there, and she is holding a parrot on her hand. And there is Vrindakund there. There's a Kunta. A lot of parrots come every day. It's very beautiful to see. And there's a small lake around the DG, and this Vrindashtaka is sung there. So this Vrindashtaka, it is said that whoever hears or sings can eternally reside. Here it is said, Bhaktya Vihina Pirata Lakshya. I don't have Bhakti. I run lot of aparat. And then Kripamayitam Sharanam Prabhana. Please give me mercy, Radharani, Vrinda Devi. So Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam. So here it is said, though I have no devotion and I have done lot of millions of offenses because of the waves of lust and all. But then I have taken shelter of you, O Vrinda. I bow down to your lotus feet. Anyone knows the 8 names of Vrinda Devi? There are some 8 names of Tulsi Maharani. No? Vrinde Vrindashvani Vishwa Pavani Vishwa Pujita Nandini Pushpasa Raja Tulasi Krishna Jeevani. So this is the names of Vrinda Devi. These are different names of Tulsi Maharani that also you can recite. So every day Tulsi Maharani has to be worshipped, and by doing that we are actually going close to Krishna, because Kachit Tulasi Kalyani Govinda Charana Priya. When in Rasa Leela, when Krishna immediately disappeared because of the pride which Radharani and all the Sakhis had, that, oh, the handsome Krishna is with me, and Krishna immediately left. and they searched the whole Vrindavan, and they asked the trees and everyone. But finally, they came to Tulsi and said, "You are a lady, or you are a Vrinda Devi, so you will understand our problems. So please tell where is Krishna." Vrinda Devi knows where is Krishna. Why? Vrinda Devi knows everything about Krishna, where he is, and every 24 hours Vrinda Devi knows. How is she knowing where is Krishna at what time?
So Mataji, she's Vrindavaneshwari and she has so many parrots, so they know like
Shuka Sari, even Radharani have Shuka Sari,
She
no? Why is Vrinda Devi special in knowing where Krishna is? Even Radharani don't know where Krishna is sometimes, but Vrinda Devi knows.
But Krishna's footprints are always on Vrindavan.
Yeah, but how is that is correct? You're close to the answer.
Mataji,
Something
Tulsi Maharani stays on the lotus feet of Lord
Yeah,
always.
very nice. Kachit Tulasi Kalyani Govinda Charana Priya. Tulsi Marani is always on the lotus feet of Krishna. So definitely wherever the feet goes, Tulsi Marani is also there, no? It's because Tulsi is on Krishna's lotus feet. Okay, so in that way, the Sakis and Radharani ask, "Oh Tulsi, you are more fortunate than us because you are always with Krishna. You are always on his lotus feet. So wherever his lotus feet go, you are there. So you know where the Krishna is. So please tell us where is Krishna." When Krishna disappeared in Rasalila, they went to Tulsi Maharani to ask because she knows. So that's why we say Vrindaya Tulsi Devaye Priyaye Keshavashija Krishna Bhakti Pradevi Satyavade Namanama. Like she is Priyaye Keshavashija. She is very dear to Krishna Keshava, and because of that Krishna Bhakti, she can give us Krishna Bhakti. And any offenses, Vrinda Devi, because Yani Kani Cha Papani, Brahma Hatya Kani Cha. When Brahma Hatya, no, the Hatya of killing, the offense of killing a Brahmana, that's the greatest offense we can ever do. When that is taken care by just taking parikrama around Vrinda Devi. Okay, I know nowadays because of the flat and everything, you don't have a Tulsi Marani at home, but get a small pot. Now, yesterday or something, last week, I took some dry manjaris. I'm just like I just did in a pot. Just put those manjaris dry, no, it's a seed. Just put in and sprinkle water daily. A lot of Tulsi Marani have sprouts. And it was so wonderful to see. It's like the whole pot is full. So anybody can brew it. It doesn't need, Prabhupada says it doesn't need any fertilizer, nothing. If you put cow dung, well and good, but no need that also, just little water. And every day see that she gets proper sunlight, keep it in your balcony. But you should have Vrinda Devi at home. And you should do parikrama. Most of us neglect that. We think it's not important, but it is important for our advancement in spiritual life. So somehow, somewhere, see that you do Tulsi Seva daily, put water for her, and do parikrama. Because parikrama, most of the houses, it's not possible for most of you because of so many reasons. But see that you have a small pot where there is a small Tulsi Marani, and you can do parikrama. There are some cold places where the Tulsi Marani doesn't grow. You know what they do? They keep the picture of Tulsi Marani, or the Tulsi Marani DT in Vrindavan, the Vrindakund DT picture is kept, and there they do parikrama of her, because that's not different from Vrinda Devi. So it's very important you serve Vrinda Devi, and she is the one who decides who enters Vrindavan and who doesn't. Okay, so she decides. So we have to prepare ourselves in our consciousness to enter Vrindavan, so that we don't do any aparadh. And also it is said, yeah, serving the holy Dham. Dham Seva also can we do, because by remembering Vrindavan. Just now also we were serving Vrindavan by remembering her, glorifying Vrindavan, we're cleaning or beautifying it. And so hierarchy of different places, which place come first in the spiritual world?
Mathura.
Before that. Which
Radha Kund Mataji.
I mean, descending order. From down to up.
First Vaikuntha.
First is Vaikuntha. Next.
Vaikuntha, Mathura,
Yes. Lower
Vrindavan,
is Vaikuntha,
Govardhan,
then Madhura, Vrindavan.
Radha Kund.
Above Vrindavan is
Above Vrindavan is
Govardhan.
Govardhan, and the topmost is Radhakund.
Radhakunya.
Why it's given more stress? Because it's not different from Radharani, and whoever takes bath in Radhakund gets Krishna Prema, it is said. But yes, our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada have stopped us from it because we don't deserve or we're not qualified to do it. That's the only reason. Prabhupada have his own explanations regarding it. An Uttamadhikari can take path because he is already in the platform of Bhava, he can receive Prema. Others will just go and take bath, but we won't get the result because we are not qualified for that. So better to avoid. So nectar of Reshamrita 10 and 11th verses. It's about again the same place, describing more about Radhakund. So hierarchy of different types of human beings we can see, who is the topmost. And in the last sloka, it's about the glories of Radhakund. कर्माभ्यपरितो हरे प्रियताय व्यक्तिं युयुर्जनीनस्तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्तभक्ति परमा प्रेमैकनिष्ठस्तथा तेभ्यस्ता पशुपालपङ्कजदृशस्ताभ्यो अपि सराधिका प्रेष्टा तद्वत् इयं तदीयशरसि तं न श्रेयेत् का कृति. So in the Shastra it is said that all type of fruitive workers advances in knowledge of higher values of life is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari. Out of many such people who are advanced, the jnanis, okay, knowledge, who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge, may take to devotional service. And he is superior to others. However, one who have actually attained prema, your love of Krishna, is superior to him. So the possession of people. So now we saw the position, hierarchy of place. Now we'll see the people. So gopis are the exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are totally dependent on Krishna, the transcendental cowherd boy. And among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna, and her Kunta lake is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as the most beloved of the gopis. So first, the topmost is the gopis, and above among gopis, Gopi Chudamani is Srimati Radharani, who then will not reside at Radhakund and in the spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional feelings, apragrita bhava, rendering loving devotional service to the divine couple, Shri Shri Radha Govinda, who perform the Ashtakaliya Leela, the eternal eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radha Kunda are the most fortunate people in the universe. So here we can see Bhakta, Karmis and Jnanis. Okay, so among them, Bhaktas is the greatest, and in the Bhaktas there is Krishna Bhaktas have this Prema Bhakti, which is the highest. So it shows that one can progress. How we can progress? They'll be Karmis in the beginning, then they become Jnanis and Bhaktas. Most of us, no, we were Karmis, we were doing Karma Kanta, we were working, doing job and all that. Now we'll get Jnana, we'll start attending Bhagavad Gita online course, level 1, level 2. Then once we get spiritual knowledge, what happens? We come into devotional service, that is Bhakta. So that is a spiritual evolution. Our position indicates our desire, or Krishna rewards us accordingly. So Karmis, again, there is something called Vikarmis. They go against the Shastras. They don't follow the Shastras and risk of being degraded to lower species. And it's not appreciated by saintly people, and they defeat the purpose of life. And Karmis, they follow the Vedas. They are pious. They attain Swarga, heavenly body of a demigod, and eventually they go to Martyaloka. Again and again they come back. And there's something called Akarmi, which we all are doing in devotional service. Come to the platform of devotional service to Krishna and knows that fruitive activity binds and means rebirth. Okay, so here bhaktas, they perform devotional service according to the regulative principles. We have the 4 regulative principles, and may come to the spontaneous platform like Narada, Sanaka Kumaras and all, and they will definitely develop pure love of God later. Gopis are the most exalted devotees because they want to only satisfy Krishna. You know the story of that headache which Krishna had, and gopis were ready to give the dust of their lotus feet, even though they know they might go to hell. So they cannot forget Krishna serving. They are in Vipralambha Bhav. What is Vipralambha Bhav? Vipralambha.
Mode of separation.
Yeah, it's a mode of separation, okay, which is the highest in where
Prema
Vipralambha
Bhakti.
Kshetra is Jagannath Puri,
Right.
where the Jagannath is Krishna in separation from Radharani, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani in separation from Krishna, and their mood is the highest, the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. Okay. So among the gopis, highest of all the gopis is Radharani. She cannot be excelled by anyone. Even Krishna cannot understand the depth of her transcendental feeling. That's why he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Radhakund, we have to take shelter of Radhakund. Okay, so that is about the different places, people in Vrindavan. Actually, in Vrindavan, Nanda Maharaj is unfortunate because Krishna appeared as his son. But more than Nanda Maharaj is Yashoda Maya because she could even bind Krishna. More than Yashoda Maya is the Gopas because most of the time at day Krishna was with Gopas. And then Gopas are the Gopis because Krishna was intimately associated with them. And among the Gopis, Radharani is the highest. Now, in the 11th verse, we'll see about the speciality of Radha Kund. कृष्णस्योचे प्रणयवसिते प्रेयसीभ्यो अभिराधा कुण्डं च मुनिभिरपितस्तदृक् एव व्याधायि यत्प्रेष्टैरभियलम् असुलभं किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजं तत्प्रेमदं सकृत् अपिसरा स्नातुरविष्करोति. So here it is said, of many objects of favor delight and of all the favorable damsels of Rajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine Kunda is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kunda is very, very rarely attained, even by great devotees. Therefore, it's even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathe once, even in the holy, within the holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. The only thing is we should be qualified for that. We should be ready for it. Like example given is, if there is a hot iron rod, a small piece, and you throw it, it's like bright red. So crow might think, oh, it's so nice, sweet, and it grows and put it in the mouth, it gets burnt. But on the other hand, if you have a very strong, wooden basket or something, you can just take that rod and put into that with a handle or something. So thing is, what qualification we have to take bath in Radhakund, that you should know, because once you take bath, pure love of Krishna arises. But when we go, we can see many people taking bath. It's just like a tourist spot for them, but they don't understand the value. So this is Radhakund, the super excellence of Radhakund, which is very, very dear to Krishna. It belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is most beloved of Krishna. It's as dear to Krishna as Radharani herself. It's very rarely attained even by great personalities fully engaged in devotional service. It's not easy. And a devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of gopis if once take bath in Radha. But bathing in Radhakund, definitely, Rupa Goswami says as many times as possible, most important item in execution of devotional service, and warns Radhakund is rarely attained. Srila Prabhupada, our counteracharya, because we don't cross or we can't neglect his orders. See, if you've taken bath without knowing, it's fine. But then the acharya have said us not to do it, so we don't do it. That's it. Okay. Like for example, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the original book is full of verses and so many things in depth. But Prabhupada, no, we can't digest it. So Prabhupada made it very, very simple for us and to understand Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That too, for Bhakti Shastri, we have only first 19 chapters up to Prema Bhakti because we can't go beyond that to teach. You can read definitely. So here we see why the gopis are superior to all the devotees because they're completely dependent on Krishna. And the Vipralampa Seva is nothing but separation, in separation from Krishna. We also saw the result of taking bath in Radhakund even once. We're getting Krishna Prema. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we come to the end of Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrita. So we are keeping separate exam for NOI and Ishopanishad. Before that, we had one exam for both. But what happened, devotees find it very difficult to learn both. Because Ishopanishad again needs a lot of time to read. And Nectar of Instruction was also difficult. So what we have done, we are keeping separate exam for you. Okay. Maybe you can decrease the number of questions. But then we are keeping separate exam. Just for the fact that the students find it very difficult to learn both the books together and write the exam. So we'll keep it separate. So that's why I said 15th is the last day to submit the open book. Don't wait for that. Just finish your open book in another 2-3 days. Okay, by 11th and 12th you submit this weekend, before weekend, so that you can concentrate on your closed book. And then learn the slokas, the 4 slokas, audios have been sent. So by 15th evening, might be we'll have it early, Mataji, because 4 slokas for each. Maybe 8 a.m. we can start on 15th
Sure.
sloka exam. and then theory on 22nd. So I'll start Ishopanishad on 1st, and by March end, I think Gaura Purnima is on 3rd, no? Okay. March end, we can finish Ishopanishad and you will be getting the certificate soon. So I hope all of you are attending Manglardi. There is some exceptions which I know. Those are staying abroad, and some devotees are doing at home, which their mentors have already told us and taken special permission from Namanishta Prabhu. So special permission, I agree. But there are some names who never attended Manglarti from every batch. So Nandita Mataji, please take a look of it. Okay. Only our batch, like who all are attending, who are not. And also please type ENG. I don't see many typing like that and coming. Okay, here many have come. Okay. Type your name ENG. Yes, Pushti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Hare Krishna, everybody. Mataji, I've asked my here, in London, head pujari to write a little note for me, and I think Mataji gave me the email address. So soon
Okay.
they'll be writing like what service I provide, online, offline here, and
Yeah.
how I connected with the temple. Would you accept that?
Yes, yes. I mean, what about your Manglarti? You do it there?
Mataji, Mangala Arti, I do it at home because I work
Okay.
in a ISKCON school.
Okay, okay.
So I also have a service there as well, so the deity service.
Uh-huh.
So then I have to be work it earlier, so then I can't go to the temple, because I have to go to the school for the
So
deity
you
service.
can get a letter from them, something, because that's what we are doing now. And you can send it to namadas@gmail.com.
Yes,
Because
okay.
then only by Prabhu's permission I can exempt you from
So
Mangalarti. Because
so I have three different places, I have a three different service. So would I ask everybody write your three
no,
different,
no,
or can
no.
I just ask?
Any one of them can just
Okay,
uh,
all right.
saying that you are already doing Mangalarti at home and you've been because of
Sure.
that you're not able to attend, no? Here. Okay.
Sure, Mataji. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Nandita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you,
Mataji, can
Mataji.
you please switch on that acknowledgement mail for the
Yeah,
OBA,
yeah.
because people are submitting, they're not getting it. They're repeatedly submitting it.
Submitting.
So the evaluator will have 2 or 3
Okay.
copies of each person's OBA.
Yeah, my admin was doing it. I'll just ask her, remind her once.
And also, Mataji, if you can please remind everybody that offline service may be exempted in special cases, but online service is something that everybody can do to show their gratitude to Namanishtadas
They
Prabhu,
can
Ashish
become
Damani.
facilitators, no, Mataji. They can do the calling
Mataji, we
service.
have out of a class of 25, we have 5 people or so volunteering for it. So,
No. It's compulsory. See, many of you are not doing any service. At least the calling service you can do. Mataji, just give them the numbers, get from the Dinashraya Prabhu and do it. Constant calling for level 2, level 1 devotees they should do. If they're not ready, let me know, because they have to do. They have to do online service. If you want the certificate, finally Nandita Mataji is going to send me all your real correct spelling with the names and email IDs and all. So attendance and everything. So that time I'll see the column where there is online. There is a column for online service. See, offline, you are almost there towards the end of your course. So we're not forcing anyone now. It's for the new batch, the rule. But online, anybody can do. Okay, at least facilitators. You cannot do admin, co-hosting, teaching. No problem. At least facilitation. Keep calling devotees, and just it will take 10-15 minutes of your day. So daily, just call some devotees and ask them how they are. It's like Gohya Makya Prachadi. Okay. So that all of them have to do, Mataji. Just get some numbers from Dinesh Prabhu and give it to them. Okay.
yes, Mataji.
They
Mataji, and
have
it's
to do.
not
They have
even
to.
every day. If we have
Yeah, not
sufficient
every
number
day.
of
Every week or something.
volunteers, then the seva gets distributed, Mataji. So
Yes.
instead of me getting 20 numbers, I'll just get 5 or so to call. And it's like a
Yes.
one-time thing, Mataji. I don't have to call them every day and bother them. I just have to
Yeah, it's
update
not
the
every day.
database.
I think
Yes,
daily, if you
Mataji.
call one person is enough. Might be five
Yes,
names
ma'am.
if you have Monday to Friday. One person if you call one devotee. It's a service which you're doing. Just encouraging them to grow in Krishna consciousness. That's it. Okay. So facilitation or counseling service, you're all in Bhakti Shastri, so you should become counselors now, to become mentors. Um, okay. Okay, Mataji. Anything else to add? So open book, please submit by 15th, and we'll have a sloka exams on 15th, and after that, the next week we'll have the closed book, and then we have to start Ishopanishad. Okay.
14th
Okay.
we have Mangalarti Seva, Mataji. Our batch.
Yes. Your batch. Okay. 14th now. So you will be there as co-host. Who's going
Yes,
to be
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Just remind me on 13th so that I
Yes,
can make you co-host. Okay, Hare Krishna everyone. So you want to read? You want to continue read the purport, or we can close? It's 9:40 already. No, we can close then.
Yes, Mataji.
It's good if you read the purport together. Alone, reading may not be, it might be boring. Okay, if you want, you can read. Okay, I'll make you host, Mataji. You decide. Wait, if you want, you
Sure.
can read, or if you want, you can just